Good evening. Welcome to the Select Board meeting and public hearing for Wednesday, June 5th at 7 p.m. at the Hollis Community Building. We are starting a couple minutes late. I'd like to call the meeting to order. The first thing we have is we have a presentation for the Bronze Award from the Hollis Girl Scout Troop 1109, so I'm going to turn it over to them. So I would imagine this is Girl Scout Troop 1109. Yay!
Starting off for us. So.
I will let each girl introduce themselves, and they each have a little bit to say, and then at the end I'll have a couple more words.
Hi there, we are Girl Scout Troop 1109 from right here in Hollis. We represent Hollis Elementary and Dayton Consolidated School. We have been meeting together for the last 5 years, even during the pandemic. This year we're all juniors, 4th and 5th graders, and have been working on our Bronze Award. We wanted to bring this to you to show you some of the good things in our community, the good things kids in our community are doing. We have Hannah, Sonity, Rachel, Andy, Kenzie, Micah, and myself, Haley. We also have our leaders, Rose Sack and Jennifer Clifford. Shanna Johnson, our other leader, was not able to be here tonight. We also have some of our troop parents with us tonight. Along with that, we want to welcome Miss Pam Becky from Project Linus. Okay. The Bronze Award is the highest award a Girl Scout junior can earn. To earn it, ourselves and our team identify a community issue that we care about. Our team and ourselves and our other Girl Scout junior sisters, plus our troop volunteers. We would like to thank Mrs. Johnson and Mrs. Sack and our parents for helping us get this project completed. We would also like to offer a special thank you to Hannah Hall, our older Juliet Girl Scout sister, for helping us during this step.
And unfortunately, she's sick tonight, so couldn't be here.
The first thing we did was discuss different ideas. We discussed the Hollis Recreation program needed for a greenhouse. We learned about blankets needed for the warming and cooling shelter, and the need for headphones for the fire department. Then we voted on which one to do, and we voted on the blankets. We learned the warming and cooling shelter will be a safe place to go if you need help during bad weather, and that they will have bathrooms and charging stations.
Just to expand on this a bit, we checked in with the Hollis Recreation Department to see if they needed help with the greenhouse at the garden project. We learned that they already had the greenhouse and help was not needed. We also heard from Mrs. Berry, one of our parents and a member of the Hollis Fire Department, on 2 different community needs. First, we learned about the noise-canceling headphones needed for the fire department to help prevent them from going deaf. Next, we learned for the need of blankets for the community warming and cooling shelter. When community members are coming to the shelter for warmth, they will need blankets to keep warm. Our project vote led us to making blankets.
Homelessness is a community need that we are very concerned about as a troop. One year we made bags with a few essential items like toothbrushes and toothpaste, soap, and shampoo that could be given to the folks at the Alford Homeless Shelter. We learned from Mrs. Berry that it will be a while before the community warming/cooling shelter is up and running, so we researched other ways to help with the blankets in the community. One of the scouts was responsible for looking at availability of programs we could work with. With her research, she found the Linus Project.
Other projects that our troop has done over the years include putting together Thanksgiving boxes for the town. We made dog toys and donated animal food to a No Bowl Empty Pet organization. We have donated food to the local food pantry. We have picked up trash. We have participated in the Hollis Community Days Parade for several years. We have planted trees in the community. We have made Valentine's Day cards for hospice patients for several years. And this year we donate our leftover cookies to the teachers, just to name a few.
The Linus Project collects blankets to give to children in Maine that are sick or have been through some difficult. People volunteer their time to make the blanket. Project Linus has chapters all over the United States. The blankets help people feel more comfortable in their space. Miss Becky can explain a bit more about Project Linus.
Once we chose this project, we had to learn how to make the blankets. We watched a couple of videos about how to make the blankets. One Saturday, some of us were able to go to the Saco Grange when they were having a working day. We learned about the process of making blankets. We learned to tie knots around the edge of the blankets. We also learned Project Linus was able to give us the material needed to make several blankets. Once we had the cloth, we also needed other supplies to complete our project. We went shopping for additional supplies we needed, such as scissors and tape.
Our last step to present our complete project is this evening. We are happy to present Miss Pam Becky from Project Linus, our completed things, and to let the citizens of Hollis know a bit more about some of the good kids in their community are doing. We also want to thank the town for allowing us to use this meeting space at the recreation building.
Okay, would you like to add a few words about Project Linus?
Thank you very much. So my name's Pam Becky, and I'm the chapter coordinator for Project Linus here in Southern Maine. And what our charity does, and we're all over the whole U.S., but our chapter and all the chapters have volunteers who make blankets of every kind, fleece blankets like you guys made, which is awesome. And also some people make quilts, and some people make knitted or crocheted blankets. And we make sure that those get out to kids in need. So they go to children in hospitals like the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital in Portland, as well as the hospital in Sanford and Biddeford. But they also go to a host of other organizations that support children in need, homeless children, children getting mental health help, and things of that nature. So last year, in 2023, our chapter made and donated a little over 2,900 blankets to kids here in Southern Maine. And we get there one blanket at a time, so this is a really great thing for you guys to do. And there's going to be a whole bunch of kids who are comforted by your blankets when they're having a hard time, and then they'll get to take those blankets home and remember that somebody's thinking about them. So I just wanted to thank you for what you do to help us in Project Linus, and you did a great job.
So it's fair to say that although these blankets may not particularly go to somebody in Hollis, at some point a Hollis citizen could potentially need a blanket.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And also, we're always looking for both sides. Right? We're always looking for people to make blankets. To
Right.
donate to Project Linus.
Right.
We're also always open to needs in all the communities we serve here in Southern Maine. So when your warming center's open, let us know, and we'll be happy to supply blankets. And if there's other things that come up in the community, like I said, we serve a whole lot of organizations that support kids here in Hollis, as well as all over the southern part of the state.
So I just want to say that I'm very proud of these girls here tonight, and this is the completion of a long project. So we're happy to be here and present these blankets. Thank you.
see a blanket. Can you show us a couple of your blankets? Just a couple, maybe. Just take a couple out.
That's good, Andy, thank you.
Just spread them out and show people. Oh, very nice. Thank you so much. Ooh, look at it. My favorite color. Right? Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. It is your favorite color. Well, thank you, young ladies. Thank you for your presentation. Very well done.
Thank you. Good job.
We survived. We didn't die.
Public speaking, I don't know.
Thank you, ladies.
Gentlemen.
Extra warm, soft ones.
Thank you so much for coming, ladies. Who wants to escape, Bennett?
Oh, yeah. Now it won't roll away.
So we're going to continue on with our meeting.
Okay.
So I make a motion to suspend the select board meeting and open the public hearing for the renewal of a cannabis business license for an adult use cannabis retail store for Stephen Plew, located at 321 Hollis Road, Maine only LLC.
This
Want to
is the
second the
report.
motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So according to the both the fire chief and the code enforcement officer, there's no issues with the inspection except they need to get a state electrical permit. And we've had no complaints on the business. Anything from the public on the business?
Are you Stephen?
I'm Shane.
Oh, Shane. Okay. Is there anything you want to say about the business?
You want me to talk?
Please.
Please.
Hi, Shane Ward, Director of Operations for Maine Only. I just wanted to say how wonderful it's been. We celebrated our second year this month, and it's been great being part of the community. And it's just been wonderful to be involved with my staff who gives back to a lot of the community as well. And say thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. So I make a motion, we close the public hearing and reconvene the select board meeting.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then I make a motion that we vote for renewal of a cannabis business license for an adult use cannabis retail store for Stephen Plew, located at 321 Hollis Road, Maine only LLC.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm Shane. Sorry. Thanks, Jane. I don't see Martha. She wanted to do an election update. Can she speak on Zoom?
I told her if she couldn't come at the beginning of the meeting that we'd squeeze her in if there was time at the end.
Okay, sure. Then under old business, we still have a vacancy on the planning board, so if anybody would be interested in serving on the planning board, they meet twice a month on alternate Wednesdays from ours, so it's the second and fourth Wednesday of the month. Under new business, we have a junkyard permit renewal application from Trident Auto Sales. And according to Dwayne Hansen, our code enforcement officer, the inspection was okay. There's been no complaints. And we wanted to waive the public hearing requirement. So I make a motion to waive the public hearing requirement and vote to renew the application for the automobile graveyard and junkyard permit.
Second your motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then we are going to have a public hearing regarding the town's application for a $2 million grant from USDA Rural Development, which will be held on Tuesday, June 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the community building. The meeting and Zoom information is available on our website calendar. We realize that we're going to be voting on accepting the $2 million grant from the federal government, the congressional grant that we obtained, but the federal grant then goes to the USDA Rural Development to oversight the grant, so we have to have a public hearing. We thought we had done it before, but we didn't have the wording according to what they require, so we're going to have a public hearing on Tuesday, June 18th.
A lot of hoops to jump through.
And we're learning about all of them. Just when you think you've crossed the T's and dotted all the I's, you get more. So
And more paperwork.
we're up to payroll and warrant totals for the 3 weeks.
Warrant week of May 20th, 34,881. Last week's warrant was 22,121. This week's warrant is 67,184. Payroll week of May 20th, $29,003. Payroll last week was $30,656. Payroll this week, $29,783. Purchase orders, Bedford Fire Department is $43.86, and it's for a partial payment of the dispatch services they provide, $4,745. $43.87, Gorham Flag Center, 30 new American flags and poles brackets for the Memorial Day, $2,200. $43.89, Dearborn, storm debris. When we have a lot of the storm damage, we have to take it to an approved site to get rid of the tree branches and the stumps and things like that in case they declare it through the federal government, we have to prove that we dumped it in a approved site to get reimbursed. That's for $3,000. And 4402 Northeast Test Consulting. This is not to exceed $3,500, and it's asbestos materials survey town hall building. So if we approve the new town hall and we get to phase 3 and we take down the old building, we have to prove that there's no asbestos in it.
And even if we found somebody to move it, we would need to know that, so we have to get this inspection done.
That's part of the federal guidelines.
And then I think correspondence, I'll let Roger do both of these.
Okay. We got notice from the town of Waterboro that the Waterboro transfer station stickers are going to increase from $30 to $50 on July 1st. So I called and had a conversation with one of the select board members over there. They're going up in price just so that they can offset. They were losing money at the transfer station, so they went up on their fees across the board. So there's that. Buxton Hollis Historical Society presents Dangerous Temptations, Factory Girls in Fact and Fiction. Professor Elizabeth DeWolf, University of New England, Tuesday, June 18th at 7 p.m., 100 Main Street, Route 4, Bar Mills, Maine. Elizabeth DeWolf is a professor of history and co-founder of the Women's and Gender Studies program at the University of New England. Her 2007 book on textile factory operative, I'm going to kill this name, Bergerna Caswell, The Murder of Mary Bean and Other Stories received book awards from the New England Historical Association and Northeast Popular Cultures Association, among others. Please join us as Professor DeWolf returns to Buxton Hollis Historical Society to discuss dangerous temptations faced by the factory girls and shoe and textile mills during the 19th and early 20th centuries. Suggested donations is $10, seniors $8, and students $5.
Thank you. Other business, we're still looking to see if, well, as many of you know, the Boston Post cane is get provided to the eldest resident in Hollis, and we recently lost the recipient, so we're looking for a new person to take over that role. We do have a gentleman that's 103, which we'll probably be awarding the Boston Post cane to. If you know anybody that's older than 103, please let us know before we do give him the cane. And we'll be having probably a ceremony at his home at his request. Just wanted to remind people that Hollis Community Day is going to be August 10th, 2024. They are looking for parade vehicles, old cars, bands, groups. If you want to just walk in the parade, whatever. They're looking for people to participate in the parade. They have a pancake breakfast put on by the Lions that is really good, and then they have their parade, and then they have events all day. They have bands, and they have an obstacle course and a slide, and then it ends with fireworks. Of course, we have a raffle table to raise money for our summer scholarship program. We have a lot of fun at the raffle table, and if anybody has any donations, please feel free to let us know. And then starting next Tuesday, we hired a group of assessors, John O'Donnell and Associates, and they're going to be going out and doing site visits on individuals that have added decks or garages in the last fiscal year, 23-24, so that we can update the taxes, update the values for the 24-25 tax season. And then finally, please get out and vote, because that's the way you let people know that's the way your voices are heard. So get out to vote on Tuesday. It starts at, 8 a.m.? 7 a.m., and I always get it reversed. It's 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So please get out and vote. You're on.
Upcoming town committee and board meetings. Sports Complex Committee meeting on Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. Planning Board site visit at the Poling Springs plant on Wednesday, June 12th at 5:30. Planning Board meeting and public hearing for amendment to the Poland Springs conditional use permit on Wednesday, June 12th at 7 p.m. Select Board meeting will be on Tuesday, June 18th at 7 p.m. Wednesday is a holiday, so the town offices will be closed. And the Conservation Commission meeting on Thursday, June 20th at 5:30 p.m.
And then something that I forgot that maybe Roger can elaborate on or whatever, but sometime in June, they're going to be posting the Salmon Falls Bridge to 25.
It's going to be 25,000 pounds. We got hit with that the first of the week. DOT contacted us and said that the Salmon Falls Bridge on 202 between Buxton and Hollis is going to be posted, which means they're scrambling and trying to figure out where the truck route's going to go.
Because when they come empty, they can come over the bridge, right?
It's close. It's going to be close, but even some of your normal businesses with a triaxle dump truck towing a trailer and a piece of equipment won't be able to go across it. So we as the select board had asked them to set up a meeting with both towns, Buxton and Hollis, so that we could sit down and discuss this, but they have yet to do that. So we'll just keep you informed the best we can on what's going to happen, and suggestions of alternative truck routes are going to be discussed. And again, Jack was working on this to try and get all the players, even Poland Springs and the trucking companies involved, because all of a sudden they spring this on us and tell us that I believe it's July 1st. It's going to be posted.
So we'll see what happens with the alternative routes, because we've made it very clear we're not in favor of the 4A coming across the Bar Mills Bridge up what we
Up
used
4A.
what we used to call Hospital Hill on that curve, and so we'll see what they come up with an alternative route. Anything else before we go to public comment?
No, I
Okay,
think that just about covers it right now.
yeah, I can't think of anything else. So we're ready for the public comment. Is there anybody on Zoom? No? Okay. All right.
Hello, Jay Boucher, 2 Harmon Way. Just trying to see if there's any kind of update going on with what's going on with our situation that we've talked about numerous times. Just getting to that point where we're just trying to see if there's anything going on at this point in time, and where you guys are standing and what we're doing from here and moving forward.
Okay. So a notice of violation was sent to the contractor,
Okay.
and now he's filed a motion to appeal, which will go to the Hollis Zoning Appeals Board, and that's to be set for a date. So that's where we're at this point.
Because
So
we
it-
know we've had people come out there, take a look
Yep.
at it,
Right.
write reports, do all these kind of things. Just trying to see where this is going, where we need to go from here. Do we give you guys another couple of weeks? What we need to do. That's all.
We filed the notice of violation, the code enforcement officer did. So now we have to go through the process.
How long does this process normally take? I don't know. I'm honestly asking a question.
So
Well,
I think
because of
that,
ignorance more than anything.
so I think that he filed his appeal on the 31st of May, and then the Hollis Appeals Board has 40 days to act on the appeal. I think they're planning on having it this month, probably on a Monday, and everybody that's abuts or is involved will be given notices.
Because we haven't heard anything about any kind of reports that were given. What kind of violations these are that you guys are talking about? Is there a report that we can look up and see? Where these engineers said there was an issue, said there wasn't an issue, what, where we need to go from here, and what kind of stuff we can see in writing that we can see that is taking steps from here. That's all.
Well, that information is in this with the code enforcement officer, and that's what he uses to go to the appeals board with to state his case.
Is there any way to receive documentation of that so that we can see where we are? And that's all.
That I'd have to check and get back to you.
You
on
know what I
that.
mean? Just to see where the engineers who came out there, what they're saying about this situation,
Yep.
What their reports were, and being able to, understand where you guys are taking steps forward in order to, alleviate this issue that we're dealing with.
Let me look into that and see what materials and you're gonna request it as a FOA request, basically what you're asking.
Okay, it's just
So-
so any kind of documentation we can have in order to, put in our pockets so that we can see
Yep.
what you guys are seeing at the same time.
Right, so let me do some checking and I'll get your information before you go so I can get back to you.
That'd be great. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you. And if I can donate to that Hollis Homes Day, you know, or whatever day you guys have, I'd love to get the information for that too. I own a business out of Bitterford. I know it's not out of Hollis, but I am a resident of Hollis.
Well, you
and
know.
I'd be more than happy to, you know, donate some of my services towards
Sure.
the town of Hollis
Okay.
in order
Okay.
to help that as well.
Great.
Great.
All right.
Perfect.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Christy Duncan.
Yep.
So as far as the appeals, you said that all of the properties abutting us too would get notice. So does that mean that we'll all get documentation and we'll all be coming in for the meeting?
You'll get a notification when the meeting's going to be had, and
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
come into the meeting. It's a public meeting. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
And we know it's a process, and yeah. So I know.
Just trying to follow with your steps.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all. Work together. That's
Yep.
more than anything.
Yep.
This one involving the DEP, is that the same violation or no?
Pardon?
Is this one involving the DEP, the restoration of common land?
I don't know if the DEP's been involved yet.
Okay. Anybody on Zoom? No? Any other further comments? Okay. Make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I second that. Thank you for attending.